My name is Beth Massey and I want to be your next education officer. Our university should strive for excellence in all areas, through listening to its students and constantly making improvements when it comes to academia. From my experience, our university is extremely receptive to student opinion, but it's really important to me that students do get a say in what they actually do at university. My reasons for running for education officer are quite simple really. I'm really passionate about affecting change for our current and future students at the university. It's really important to me that you study what you love, but also that you love what you study, that you get to make the right choices in terms of your future too. Students deserve a choice when it comes to their degrees. And if I become education officer, I really want to ensure that there's transparency for module choices. To do this, I propose to have online module fairs for all departments. This way, lecturers and module conveners can give maybe a 2 to 3 minute video about their module that they're providing. They can give a bit of the rundown on the content, the assessment, and how the teaching is for that particular module, to ensure students actually know what they're getting themselves in for. On top of this, I want to ensure that students get to see some of the results from the previous years. This way they can average out where they're doing in their degree so far, and also see what this particular module could do for them. I also think having the availability of the SEMs, or student evaluation of modules, those surveys that we complete at the end of each module, would be really beneficial for students. This way you can see what people actually thought of it, whether it be that they really hated this particular lecture, that they didn't think that this style of teaching was quite their style. It'll be really important that students get these ideas in their heads before making decisions. Finally on this, I would really like to have an open Moodle. And this just means to have Moodle open for everyone to see, quite basically. This way you can see the notes, you can see the lectures, you can see the handouts for all of the different subjects across the university. This way, even when you're choosing subsits, you can ensure that you know what you're getting yourself in for. One of my manifesto points is to ensure that there is better representation of students on school decision bodies. This means looking at the education network in the university and the Students' Union and seeing how we can improve this and roll it out across the entire university. Right now, every single department is different, and this does work in some ways, but in other ways, students aren't getting the training they need to actually be able to affect these changes within their departments and their courses. One of my other main manifesto points is making sure that there is increased study space across all of our university academic buildings and libraries. Currently, students keep having these spaces taken away for social learning and group work, and that's just not good enough when we're expanding the numbers today. So I really think it's important that we publish room availability online so that students can see which rooms are free in different buildings across the university campuses, whether it be Derby, Jubilee, Sutton Bonington, or on University Park as well. Also, where possible, I'd like to see this being published on the doors of these buildings, particularly since that's where students actually need this information. On top of that, where we have all of these fantastic new buildings going up all over the place, I really think that we should be pushing the university to ensure that study space is part of this. One of the things that students are really passionate and really pushing for these days is lecture capture, or recording all of the lectures. The university has spent so much money on ensuring we have this technology available to us, and yet we're just not utilising it. So I really want to continue the work that the previous education officers have done in pushing that all departments to actually do start recording lectures. Some have started to do so, which is absolutely fantastic, but it's just not good enough, it's not all of them at the end of the day. And I know that one of the issues with this is ensuring that staff know how to use the technology. And so I'm actually saying that we should have lecture capture ambassadors, which will be really important. So it would be students within each of those departments who could talk about it and how to use it to these members of staff, and can be called upon if staff don't know how to use it when a lecture does begin. And finally, one of my big manifesto points is ensuring that students get the support for study abroad. Around 1/5 of our students go on some form of study abroad whilst at the university, and that's an enormous number. Students can go for a summer school, they can go for a semester, or they can go for a full year. But some of these students who have been on this, and I've spoken to, just don't feel fully supported by the university once they're out there. And in order to sort of support these students further, I would really like to implement a buddy system where students maybe in first or second year who are thinking about studying abroad have the experience of meeting with or just talking to someone who's already been, whether that be on a summer school or to an actual university. I think this would really help to benefit students to build up those connections and understand what things they might not have thought about when it comes to studying abroad. Secondly, within this, I'd really like to create Moodle pages for each of the partner universities that our students do attend, whether that be University of North Carolina Chapel Hill or Shanghai Pudong. This way, students can actually get a blow-by-blow account of what the things they do need to know when they get to this country, for things like accommodation, visas, the laws, anything that might be this crucial sort of numbers and just contact details that they will need when they're out there. So, for massive changes in education, vote Massey for Education.